Hello, Reds fans. Welcome to the YNWA Transfer News Channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for your daily latest news.
Liverpool transfer news. Fabrizio Romano announces agreement done for next major deal. Fabrizio Romano says that Liverpool are closing in on their next major piece of summer transfer business in a window that might yet see them sign Alexander Isac from Newcastle United. The Reds have already spent more than €306 million on the transfer market, but they are aiming to crown their summer by snapping up arguably the Premier League's most exciting centre-forward in the form of the 25-year-old Sweden star. If Isac is to move to Anfield, Liverpool first have to sell Darwin Nunez, and Romano has revealed that they are close to doing just that. Al Hilal are close to getting Darwin Nunez deal done after verbal agreement in place with Liverpool, Romano reported on X. Club-to-club agreement is done, while Al Hilal are in talks with Darwin over personal terms. Decision up to Nunez, but talks underway. Simone Inzaghi wants him. It is unclear at present what sort of fee Liverpool will earn for the former Benfica striker, who has an estimated transfer value, ETV, of €51.4 million. Controversial deal coming close to reality. If Nunez's move to Saudi Arabia were to spark a domino effect that ended with Isac winding at Liverpool next season, it would prove a hugely controversial deal in Newcastle. The Uruguay international, who scored 40 goals in 143 games for the Premier League champions, would effectively be funding the Reds' move for the Swede. Crucially, both Al Hilal and Newcastle are owned by the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund (PIF). So this deal is likely to be seen, around St. James Park at least, as the Saudis funding Liverpool to sign the Magpies' best player. Isac would represent a sizable upgrade on Nunez for Arne Slot's side, who have already signed the likes of Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong, Hugo Ekitike and Florian Wirtz in what has been a spectacular summer transfer window. Darwin Nunez transfer latest as Liverpool striker holds talks over Anfield exit. Darwin Nunez is currently expected to be involved for Liverpool in Sunday's Community Shield despite growing speculation about his future. The Uruguayan saw a move to Napoli fail to materialize earlier in the transfer window. The Serie A champions did make an offer for the 26-year-old, but it fell significantly short of the Reds' asking price. Napoli then opted to end their interest and switch their attention to other targets. Since then, Nunez has continued to be linked with the likes of both AC Milan and Al Hilal. And reports have emerged suggesting the latter of those clubs have reached an agreement with Liverpool. However, the Echo understands that there is currently no deal in place with Al Hilal, who were previously knocked back when trying to sign the striker. Club-to-club discussions are not believed to have been held at this stage. Nunez and his representatives are understood to be in talks with the Saudi Pro League outfit, but discussions between the two clubs will only be held when a full agreement is reached on the player's side. Consequently, Liverpool are currently planning for Sunday's Community Shield against Crystal Palace at Wembley, 3 p.m. kickoff, with Nunez as part of their thinking. The Uruguay international struggled to convince consistently under Arne Slot last season, starting only 17 of his 47 appearances and scoring 7 goals. However, he has enjoyed an excellent preseason, scoring 5 goals from 4 outings for the Reds. Nunez scored off the bench at Preston North End before netting a hat-trick in a behind-closed-doors meeting with Stoke City ahead of Liverpool's tour of the Far East. And while he missed the clash with AC Milan in Hong Kong due to a minor injury, he came on as a substitute in the Reds' 3-1 win over Yokohama F. Marinos in Japan. Nunez then scored in Liverpool's 4-1 victory over Athletic Bilbao as he lined up in the first of 2 friendlies against the La Liga outfit. Celebrating by placing his hand on the club crest on his shirt, his reaction when leaving the field did little to quell the feeling that his Anfield career might come to an end this summer. He would later further fuel speculation by posting a cryptic post on social media as he shared a red heart emoji along with pictures from the game. Hugo Ekitike started the second outing in Slot's stronger side after joining the club in an initial £69 million switch from Eintracht Frankfurt last month, and is expected to make his competitive debut against Palace this weekend. Meanwhile, Liverpool continue to monitor Alexander Isak's situation at Newcastle United after having an £110 million bid rejected for the striker on Friday. Mark Gahey preferred transfer clear as Newcastle braced for new Liverpool blow. Mark Gahey is reportedly leaning toward a move to Liverpool over Newcastle United this summer if he decides to leave Crystal Palace. The defender is in the final year of his contract at Selhurst Park, and it doesn't seem likely that he'll extend his stay at this point. Gahey has been linked with several top Premier League clubs over the past few years, including Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United. However, Newcastle have been the most persistent in their pursuit, having had multiple bids rejected last summer. The sale of Jarell Quansah to Bayer Leverkusen has prompted Liverpool to look for a new centre-back, however, and Gahey quickly emerged as a target. According to The Guardian, Palace haven't received any offers for their captain yet, but they're open to discussions about his sale if a bid around £40 million is made by any interested club. Despite his contract running down, Gahey isn't actively seeking to leave the Eagles this summer and is happy to play out the remaining 12 months of his contract at Selhurst Park, reports The Express. However, if Liverpool and Newcastle come forward with suitable offers, his preferred option is said to be a move to Merseyside over Tyneside. It comes amid the Magpies star striker Alexander Isac pushing for a transfer to the Reds. With Ibrahima Konate's future at Anfield uncertain due to stalled contract extension talks, Gahey might see an opportunity to become a key player for the reigning champions almost immediately. Liverpool are keen to extend Konate's contract beyond next summer, but discussions are not thought to have advanced and several leading European clubs are reportedly keeping a close eye on his situation and have already expressed interest in securing his services if he becomes available on a free transfer. Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain are said to be leading the race for Konate, and it remains to be seen whether their interest sways the centre-back and prompts him to make clear his intention to leave at the end of the coming season. The Reds saw Trent Alexander-Arnold move to Madrid at the end of last season just before his contract expired. However, rather than losing the academy graduate on a free transfer, Liverpool did receive a fee for his services, in the region of £8.5 million, given the La Liga giants wanted to include him in their squad for the FIFA Club World Cup. The Reds take on Gahey and FA Cup winners Palace in the Community Shield at Wembley on Sunday, 3 p.m. Liverpool head coach Arne Slot was down to just one fit and available senior centre-back for Monday's friendly doubleheader with Athletic Bilbao at Anfield with Joe Gomez injured and captain Virgil van Dijk ill. Slot said, "Joe Gomez and Connor Bradley, it's going to be tight. Unfortunately, Virgil is sick today. We miss out on Alisson Becker. But until now we have stayed fit as we wanted to be and new signings came in so they got adjusted to what we want." Liverpool vs Athletic Club Live, friendly doubleheader result, latest updates, and reaction. Liverpool vs Athletic Club Live. Arne Slot's Liverpool defeated Athletic Club twice in a doubleheader at Anfield ahead of next weekend's Community Shield. It was an emotional return home for the Premier League champions, who played their first home matches since the tragic passing of their Portuguese forward Diogo Jota. With 180 minutes of football on the docket, fans flocked to the terraces to see their plethora of new recruits in action on home turf for the first time. Slot named a youth-focused side for the first match of the evening and took a comfortable 4-1 win, with teenage starlet Rio Nguma on the scoresheet, and Darwin Nunez and Harvey Elliott also helped themselves to strikes to supplement Alex Padilla's own goal. In the second game, Slot plumped for a much stronger 11, almost his first choice, but saw his go-to men put through their paces by a stubborn and crafty Athletic Club side, managed by Ernesto Valverde. Mohamed Salah opened the scoring, but Oyhan Sancet pegged the hosts back. Cody Gakpo's 2 goals sandwiched an own goal by the Dutchman as the Basque side threatened from set plays, while Salah skied a penalty on an entertaining afternoon on Merseyside. The summer transfer window is officially open, with clubs now able to add new signings to their squad. The biggest clubs in European football and clubs across the continent are already making plans for next season. Teams are working tirelessly behind the scenes on identifying targets and figuring out their budgets. Manchester United and Newcastle have both earmarked Chelsea striker Nicolas Jackson as a potential signing, if either club are unable to land RB Leipzig talisman Benjamin Sesko, according to The Athletic. The Slovenian striker reportedly prefers a move to Old Trafford, which may open the door to Jackson being a potential replacement for Alexander Isac at St. James's Park. Aston Villa look set to make their first major signing of the summer window, with reports stating that they're on the verge of signing Nice striker Ivan Gessan. In a move that will reportedly reach as high as €32 million, the 24-year-old talent would make the move to Villa Park as the club/S sixth most expensive signing ever. Liverpool's hunt for a new central defender looks set to take them further afield than many predicted. According to The Times, the Anfield club are scouting Parma's 18-year-old talent Giovanni Leone, who could be signed as a long-term prospect to help bolster Arne Slot's defense in the coming season. Benjamin Sesko is set to choose Manchester United over Newcastle, with the Old Trafford hierarchy confident that the highly rated RB Leipzig striker wants to join Ruben Amorim's project despite the lack of Champions League football. Newcastle United are themselves desperate for a new striker amid interest in Alexander Isac. The 25-year-old has been trying to force a move away from the club amid ongoing interest from Liverpool, but Newcastle are holding out for a massive fee, having rejected Liverpool's first bid. Manager Eddie Howe admitted the situation is far from ideal. Newcastle have made a second bid for Leipzig Sesko, after their first was deemed not good enough by the German side. But Manchester United, who are hopeful of securing a number 9 of their own, have one-upped them with another big money offer as the two clubs will battle it out over the closing days of the window. Elsewhere, Liverpool have agreed to sell Darwin Nunez to Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal. Ruben Dias is on the verge of agreeing to a new contract with Manchester City. Nicolas Jackson is set to leave Chelsea this summer, and Arsenal is aiming to bolster their forward line by signing Crystal Palace's Eberechi Eze. Palace wants a fee in excess of £60 million, which is the amount of Eze's release clause, but the Gunners are running out of time to trigger it. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.